Welcome to lesson 2 with Courtside Lessons. This is going to be part 2 of It's Not You, It's Your Coach. So we left lesson 1 off with what is the player's role in all of this? To be coachable, right? So what does it actually mean to be coachable? First is you have to believe that you can get better. A lot of players, and I've come across a lot of players that don't actually believe they can get better. Second is you have to have a willingness to improve. And that is an unbelievable, powerful thing, is your willingness to improve, your willingness to do something. If you don't have a willingness in anything you do, not just basketball, you will not want to do it and you will never do it. So you have to have a willingness to be coachable. Third thing is you have to believe in your coach's ability to help you improve. And this is huge, and this falls on the coach, is that the coach has to demonstrate to you that he can actually teach you, and then he puts you through things where you actually improve and you actually get better. Number 4 is you have to follow your coach's instructions. And this is, again, from a coaching standpoint, this is huge for us, is that when we tell you to do something, it's not just looking us in the eye and acknowledging us. Yes, that is part of it. We want players to look us in the eye and to acknowledge what we say, but then you have to do those things. You have to make those adjustments. You have to make those corrections right away. The 5th thing is, and this goes along with the one right before, is that you have to understand your coach's instructions. The biggest thing, again, that can lead to non-improvement is someone tells you, hey, you need to have a better follow-through, and you have no idea what a follow-through is, or you don't know a specific part to what they're saying. So you have to be engaged, and you have to follow those instructions, and you have to be willing to ask your coach questions and not fall off and not let them walk away until you know and you have certainty that you fully understand what they are asking you to do. So number 6 being continue to follow your coach's instructions. Number 7 being continue to follow your coach's instruction. And this is purposely repeated because this is what you have to do as a player, is you have to follow your coach's instructions and continue to do so. Number 8 being, again, and I already hit on this topic, but ask the questions that you have. Ask the questions that you have. Stupidity is not knowing. Okay, so as basketball players, you can't be stupid in what you're trying to improve upon or what you don't know. You have to ask the questions that you have. Number 9 being, and this is a really interesting statement, and I'm going to explain in greater detail, but it's knowing when you don't have it and having the guts to say so. So it's interesting, especially when you are, as a coach, you see this a lot. Right? And your players think they know it already. They think they know it already. And that's the first barrier to learning. That's the first barrier to improving, is thinking that you know it already. So there's this time when you're trying to teach somebody or you're trying to get them to do something that they're going to go through. They might fight you on it. They might not want to do it. Yeah, I got it. And then there's this moment, this aha moment of, oh, I don't know it. And it's crucial that as a player, you know when you don't have it. Because again, now you're going to have a willingness to improve. If you know you're the greatest player and you know that you're the best shooter in the gym or the best shooter, there's not this willingness to improve. When you know and there's something that you want to get better at that you know you don't know how to do, there's a willingness to improve. So you have to know when you don't know something, and then you have to have the guts to say so. You can't be embarrassed, you can't be shy, you can't be ashamed. You have to just be willing to be in communication with your coach and ask questions and get them to teach you these certain things. Number 10 being knowing when you improve. And not only knowing when you improve and recognizing it and enjoy the success in it, but recognizing why you improved. That's really important because you want to repeat those actions. You want to repeat why you improve so you can continue to improve. And knowing why, and knowing that you are the one that improved. You improved because you practice properly. And when you don't improve, you're not practicing properly. The improvement is in the practice. So if you were paying attention, you would notice that nowhere did I say that a player was supposed to be coaching themselves. And to answer the question I posed earlier, the most likely coach, and I use that term coach loosely here, to be harming you in your game is yourself. A player should not be coaching themselves. A player's attention needs to be extroverted, needs to be out, it needs to be on the game. The minute they start coaching themselves is the minute that they get introverted, that their attention is on themselves, so they can't get to the next play. They're stuck in the past. And as we know, and we talk to our players about this a lot, our kids that I work with and coaches, is that when we're coaching ourselves, we're not great coaches. We're mean coaches. Okay, we can degrade ourselves. We can call ourselves failures. We can do all these things that sticks our attention in the past and never allows us to move forward. And if you really want to raise your game up, then recognize that there is no excuse for not improving, that there is nothing that you can't improve upon. So if you're not improving in any area of your game that you're practicing in, know that it's in the practice. It's not in your physique. It's not that I'm too small. It's not that I'm too big. It's not that I can't. It's in the practice. Somewhere in the practice, that practice is failing you. And that's a part that you really need to recognize as a player. And coaches, you really need to recognize that as a coach. If your players are not getting better, it's you. And you need to change. And you need to become experts at what you're teaching. And you need to have certainty in all the things and the steps that you're taking them through so that they have a practice that they can improve in. Thank you for listening. This was lesson 2. I look forward to speaking to you guys again. Comment below, discussion points, anything you want to hear. Even if you disagree, totally fine. Again, this is just from my experience and from my knowledge of the game and being a player and a coach.